Hello friends, good morning all of you, and let's begin for today's class. A slight change is there. First lecture will be of communication skills and second lecture there will be of maths. Okay, so you just take note of it. All right, so I hope that everybody is fine after maybe getting or you just continue your studies, but apart from studies, you also focus on the skills which are required for maybe upcoming the number of activities that you people are going to face, and most important we should always remember that should be our placement, our job, and for that English communication, because whenever there will be communication skills, so people should not only think or only restrict yourself with what you people are learning in the class. Okay, so you need to go beyond what you're learning in the class, and you just look for how we can give more importance or focus, emphasize on oral communication skills. If you're able to practice it, if you're able to speak it, if you're able to make it simple for you, or in simple words, if English is not a problem for you people, in that case it is going to be very convenient for you people to start your career. Otherwise, you know that what happens, there are a number of difficulties, or there are the major obstacles, and one of them is communication skills. So many students are not able to make it. So why not we people should give attention or spend some time from the beginning itself, so that English is not going to be our drawback. I think that these things I have told earlier also, and in today's session also I have told you, because so that you should not forget it, you should not just neglect it, or you should not underestimate. So therefore I'm just reminding you people. So with this note, let's go to the syllabus what we people were talking. I think that last time we people finished pronoun. Okay, so in today's session we will go with verb. So people just try to reply me if my voice is clear to you, as well as the screen is visible to you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Just few seconds. All right, so let's continue. So we'll just continue, and within last 10 to 15 minutes we'll take feedback about scholarship, and if any problems are there, that we will spend it for last 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, so pay attention. After completing noun, pronoun, articles, people have to think of this verb. So verb is very important part, as I would like to tell you that you people cannot make a sentence. You can make a sentence without subject, but you cannot make a sentence without verb. Okay, so verb is very, very important part of sentence, and so therefore we people need to learn how to use verbs properly. So major problems that we face while using English is that we are not able to use verbs correctly, and so therefore what happens, we make some mistakes. So first of all, we'll talk about definition of verb. What does it mean? You know, usually the verb is equal to action. Okay, so verb is nothing but an action. Okay, so verbs are words that are used to express an action. Every sentence must have a verb that shows what subject is doing or explains what is going on. In short, what is happening around you, or maybe there are a number of activities happening around you. Everywhere you will find an action. Okay, and that action is described or expressed with the word, and that word is nothing but verb. But it is not always an action. Okay, it is not always an action. Sometimes you will find that verbs can be used to state facts, or sometimes they maybe uh, only provide information. There is no any action. For example, if I give you one sentence like this, he is an engineer. So what is verb in this sentence? Is verb. Okay. So if is verb, is not showing any action here. Okay, it is not showing an action, but it can be said that is verb and it is here stating fact, or you can say state also. So to denote facts or to denote a particular state, for that also verbs are used, and usually those verbs are helping verb. Okay. So that classification we people have in the next slide. So we will go to the next slide. So just check if next slide is visible to you or not. Is it visible or not? Okay, just wait. I will share it 1 second. Okay, so now let's pay attention and see when we people use verb. So that time you'll come to know that verb can be categorized, or first of all we'll see a classification and then we will come here towards this forms of verb. To see verb, so that verb can be again having two types, that we'll call it main verb and another will be helping verb, or you can also call it auxiliary verb. So if you come again here in main verb, you people are going to get two types that can be called transitive verb, or it can also be intransitive. Okay. And in helping verb or auxiliary verb, you'll come to know here again two types you'll find, that is called primary auxiliary and another will be modal auxiliary. Okay, you might have studied them earlier also, but just a kind of revision that we people would like to have here. So in short, I will explain what transitive is and intransitive is. Okay, because that is not a major issue, but just for information, we people are going to see what does it mean or what is transitive verb. Again, here another classification you people can get, that is finite verb and infinite verb also, but that much deep we are not going to here, because we'll majorly focus on different forms of verb and three forms of verbs also. Okay. So first of all, I will talk about here transitive verb. So the word transitive itself suggests that there is transition. So transition means, in short, there is some change, or we can change that verb. So we can change it into what? We can change it into passive voice. Okay. So if any sentence is there, and if that sentence we can change it into passive voice, so the verb of that sentence is called to be transitive. Okay. So how it is to be transitive? So let's try to understand with one example that we people can understand. For example, here I will write an example like that. He learns English. Okay, so this is one sentence. So in this sentence, which is verb?
Learns.
Learns is verb. Okay. So here you people need to also understand, is there any object? If we want to convert that sentence into passive voice, there we require object also. So if you read the sentence, she is subject, learn is verb, so English is object. If there is object, it means that the verb is transitive. So in this example, you'll come to know learn is a what kind of verb? That is transitive verb. Why? Because there is object. English is object here. We can change it into passive voice also, because you'll read passive voice of this sentence will be like this: English is learned by her. In this case, you'll come to know this particular verb. Which verb? Learn is transitive here. Now let's talk about this intransitive. If you know transitive, what is transitive? The verb which carries object, that is transitive. The verb which can be converted into passive voice, that is transitive. Or the verb which carries object, that is transitive. Now intransitive will be exactly opposite of transitive. What will be opposite of transitive? Here you cannot change it into passive voice. Okay, no passive, and there is no object. In this sentence, there is no object, and so you cannot change it into passive voice. And so the verb in such kind of sentences is to be called intransitive. Here also we will take example one, and so we can understand. For example, here I will give example like she laughs loudly. Okay, so here you come to what is verb here?
Laughs.
Yes, laughs is verb. But after laugh, you'll come to know loudly is used here. But loudly, is it object? No.
No.
It is not object. It is adverb. Okay, so therefore it is not object, and you cannot change this sentence into passive voice. You cannot change it into passive voice. So the verb laugh here is what kind of verb? That is intransitive. Or here I will give you another example also, like he runs fast. So here also will come to know run is similar kind of intransitive verb. Okay, so don't go deep if you are not having a understanding of transitive intransitive. Simply one thing you have to remember: if we are able to convert that sentence into passive voice, that is transitive. If we are not able to convert that into passive voice, that is intransitive. If you remember that much, that is sufficient. Okay. Then we'll come here to this classification, that helping verb or auxiliary verb. We can call it auxiliary because auxiliary means to support or to help. Again, meaning is similar to helping verb. So here to classification, you'll come to know that in primary auxiliary there are a number of verbs that people use, and there you'll come to know to be forms. Okay? And these to be forms are in present. Which are to be forms in present tense?
Am either.
Are. Okay. Then there are some to be forms in the past also. So which are to be forms in the past? Was and where. Okay. Then we people have to have form. Okay. To have forms also in present. So in present tense, we people have here have and has. Yes, exactly. And in past, we people have yes. Here we people have had. Then we people have to do forms. Okay. To do forms also. So to do forms, they are also in present tense. So which are present forms?
Do.
Yes. Do and does, they are in present. And in past also, we people have is a did. So these are all primary auxiliaries. Which are primary? Am, is, are, was, were, have, has, had, do, does, did. They all together are primary auxiliaries. And then in modal auxiliaries, you'll come to know like all those shall, will, then, can, should, would, could, may, okay, might, must, or there are other also like semi models also, need to, dare to, or used to. So we'll consider few of them. There are many. We'll just try to take note of these only. So these are called modal auxiliary verbs. So all those things we people are going to consider here. And I think that number of times we are very clear how to use and when to use it, in which tense do we people use it, because simultaneously we should be clear with verb forms and tense, because you know tense is related with verb only. Tense is related with what? Verb form only. If you are able to identify correct verb, you are able to identify correct tense. So therefore verb and tense, they are very closely related with each other. So am, is, are, they are in present tense, but which present, we'll talk it later on. Was, were, they are in the past tense. Again, have, has, present perfect sometimes. Into simple present also you'll find have and has. Had. Okay, so we'll come to these helping verbs later on. So somewhere you just take note of it, or you can take screenshot of it and note down in your notebook so that I can go back to the presentation. All right, so here now you come back. Is it visible? Forms of verb.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So here what you will find here, that when people use any verb, you will come to know that these are 5 forms that we people use verb. Okay, these are 5 forms that we people use verb. Apart from these 5 forms, you will not find any other form where verb is used. We are talking here about which verb now? Here we are talking about now main verb. Okay, here you do not consider now am, is, are, was, where, do, does, did, or modal auxiliaries also. Here we are totally talking about only main verb, and here example is also given. So first of all, here is called base form of verb. Base form of verb also it can be V1. Okay, it should be V1, not with infinity. Okay, V1 should be here. So base form is V1, verb 1, kriya padacha पहिलं रूप, that you can try to call it. So here example is play. Then to be form, where you people can call it infinitive. It is also called what? Infinitive and gerund. If these are the 2 words, if you remember, if you have studied in your 10th or maybe 12th also. So infinitive is nothing but after 2 you are going to have something. You just wait.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Oh, sir. All right. So infinitive means 2. With 2, then first form is here. So in that case, that is called to be form. That is simple. That is not much to worry about it. And remember, after 2, it is always first form. After 2, it is always first form. It is not to played. It is never ed, or it is never second or third form will be used after 2. It will be wrong. So take note of it. It is always which form? V1. So therefore it is V1 mentioned. So that is to be. The next is past tense, that you can call it here V2, kriya padacha dusra roop. Okay, so here example you will see played. Then it is past participle V3, kriya padacha tisra roop, that you can call. Same example is here played. And then next one is here, that is present participle, that you can call it VING form. Okay, VING form, that is again you can call it gerund form also, or present participle also, that takes ing to the main verb. If it is play, here play. So these 5 forms you'll find everywhere whenever you are reading or listening, or maybe you are going to write or speak. You'll make use of all those 5 forms. As per your need, you are going to make. Sometimes it can be only base form. It can be with to, it can be past tense, it can be V3 form, or it can be VIG form. And with these verb forms, you can use helping verbs wherever it is required. Sometimes you'll find that first form does not require any helping verbs. Okay, here it does not require any helping verb. You'll find here it does not require. But with V3, you require have or has played, had played, or with playing you require Emmys are playing, was were playing, something like that. You people need to think about how you are going to use helping verb with this main verb. Okay, is it clear? Any questions? Any questions? Any difficulty? कळत नाही असं आहे का?
No, sir.
Okay. If it is fine, then we'll go to the next slide here. And now next slide is important that you people have to remember these three forms. Which three forms? First of all, this can be base form that will take B1. Then this will take a second one. And then we'll take here as a third one. Will not go for to form, we will not go for ing form. Okay, because we know if any verb is there, go, going, simple. So we'll not go for that. We will consider three forms of verbs. So that is we will see in the next slide. Okay, so before going to this list, we should just make another. So you people just try to tell me three forms of verbs that you people know. So let's make a list with three forms you are going to tell me. You should give me some examples of verb with three forms.
Go, went, gone.
Okay, we will begin with go. Go, went, gone.
Forgot, forget, forgotten.
Forget, forgot, forgotten.
Write, wrote, written.
Write, wrote, written.
Read, read. Took, taken.
Read. Here you have to just pronounce read. Spelling is same and pronunciation is read, read, read. Okay. Next.
Sit, sit, sit.
Sit. Three forms are same. Sit, sit, sit.
Put, put.
I think that I'm not. Seesaw, sing.
Speak, spoke, spoken.
Do, did, done. Speak, spoke, spoken.
Started.
Shoot,
Start.
shot, shot.
Shoot. Shoot, shot, shot.
Teach.
Make, made, made.
Eat. Eat, ate, eaten.
Sail.
Make.
Drew.
No, I'm not able to get. One by one. Huh?
Eat.
Eat is here mentioned. Eat.
Sell. Sold,
Sell.
sold.
Okay, sell.
Sleep, slept, sleep.
Aditya.
Draw, drew.
Sleep, slept, sleep.
Sleep, slept, slept. Draw.
Spell.
Play, play, played.
Play.
Sing, sang, sung. Sing,
Sing.
sang, sung.
Sing, sang, sung. Cut, cut, cut. Somebody told.
Have, had, had.
Had, had.
Draw, drew, draw.
known.
No. This no? No.
Buy, brought, brought.
By, brought, brought.
Good, better, bus.
Do, did, done. We have taken it. Take. Take, took, taken.
Good, better, best.
Forgot, forget.
Okay, okay. So just take this word here. Good, better, best.
Bad, worse, worst.
So you just be, first of all, pay attention. just for 1 minute and tell me, is it okay to mention here good, better, best, or bad, worse, worst?
No, sir.
Why?
Put.
Why? First of all, pay attention to good, better, best, and bad, worse, worst. Why they are not good here or they are not right here? So you should not. Highest protection. What we are learning, verb or adjectives?
Verbs.
And here you will find good. Is it verb?
No, sir.
No.
What is it?
It's an adjective.
They're adjectives. So good, bad, better, best, worse, worst, they're adjectives. So remember, you should not get confused between three forms of verb and three forms of adjective. So a verb should go with some action. For example, go is action, forget action, shoot action, draw action, or no action, buy action, take action. But good, there is no any action. Bad, no action. These are adjectives. So you should not get confused with these adjectives. Also have three forms and verb also has three forms. So you should not go for these things. Everyone remember this. All right. So they will not come here. So what you people? Yes, Ajit.
Broke.
Broke. Then is it first form or second form or third? Broke.
Second form.
So first
Break.
break, broke, broken. Yes.
Be was been.
Okay. He was been. Yes, that will be okay.
Run.
No new known.
No already mentioned here. See, no. Here it is no. Nutan, you have network issue. Nutan, your voice is not clear.
Given.
Give, gave, given. I think that.
Let.
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 Give. Let late. Late.
Run.
Run. Okay.
Hold. Held.
Hold, held.
Combined.
Combined.
Bent.
Bent.
Ride, road, ridden. Ride, road, ridden.
Ride, road. Which road? R-O-A-D or R-O-D?
R-O-D-E.
Yes, ride, road, ridden. You should go for such verbs because you know that go when fly, flew, flown. Okay, so those verbs that are new to us. Fly, flew. Hurt.
Fall, fail, fallen.
Freeze, froze, frozen.
Freeze.
Feared.
Hurt.
Hang, hung.
The held.
Choose, choose.
Okay. There are so many. So
Hide, hidden.
Hold.
Drink.
I missed
Sing,
that.
sang, sung.
Taken.
Here already you just checklist. We have taken. Take, took, taken is there. Sing. Sing is not mentioned somewhere. Sing.
Drive.
Yes. Drive. Drive what?
Been,
Three forms.
won.
Don't tell me only verb. Three forms also. Drive what next?
Drove, driven.
Hold.
Suggested.
No, someone cold, colder, coldest.
Hold.
Cold. Hold.
Speak, spoke, spoken.
Speak is also mentioned somewhere. You just check.
Brought.
Okay, people just do one thing because we do not have much time also. You can make a list of these three forms in your notebook. you continue this kind of, so make 3 columns. Okay, in first column that would be v1, second column will be v2, and third column will be v3, and you just continue whatever the verbs that you know. First of all, write down all the verbs that you can remember. Okay, and then take help of any book or Google, try to search 3 forms of verbs, and you just continue increasing that list so that you can be familiar with the verbs which are unfamiliar, or you'll come to know 3 forms that you don't know. Because simple forms always like do, did, done, go, went, gone, we are not going to forget them and we'll use them anytime. But if you come across any like ride is here, fly is here, or any other choose is here, so if that is new to me and I don't know what are second and third form of choose, in that case I have to write it down somewhere. I should think how I can use it in sentence, and I should keep thinking about different examples. Okay, so this way you people need to practice it. So I will just stop this and we'll go back to the presentation. So there you will again another classification of verb that you will find, that is regular verbs and irregular verbs. Okay, so what is regular verb? You'll come to know that regular verb is nothing but the 3 forms or second and third form, they are same. For example, here you people can see first example is bake. Okay, so v2 is also baked and v3 is also same, baked. So therefore these kind of verbs are called what kind of verbs? Regular verbs. Okay, now you pay attention here for irregular verbs. So what are irregular verbs here? You'll come to know, let's take example of break here. So break, second form is broke, third form is broken. So 3 forms are totally different, like write, wrote, written, go, went, gone. They will come here, and these kind of verbs are called irregular verbs. Okay. So here the list given: bake, baked, baked, copy, copied, copied, dry, dried, dried, fit, fitted, fitted, hug, hugged, hugged, marry, married, married, plan, planned, planned, rely, relied, relied, skip, skipped, skipped, tip, tipped, tipped, try, tried, tried, worry, worried, worried, ban, banned, banned, clap, clapped, clapped, drop, dropped, dropped, shop, shopped, shopped, sleep, sleeped, slept, stop, stopped, stopped, travel, traveled, traveled, empty, emptied, emptied, be was been or beware been, begin, began, begun, break, broke, broken, build, built, built, choose, chose, chosen, come, came, come, do, did, done, cut, 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 draw, drew, drawn, eat, ate, eaten, fall, fell, fallen, fly, flew, flown, get, got, gotten. So here you'll come to know get, got, got, or gotten also. This is American form. Okay, gotten is American form. In British English, it is get, got, got. All right. Go, went, gone, have, had, keep, kept, kept, know, knew, known, sing, sang, sung. Here it is tell. Okay, it is not tall. It is tell. Okay, tell, told, told, win, won, won, and there are many more. Already people have mentioned. V1 and V2 are same. So in that case, all 3 forms are same, Vishal. Not only V1 and V2 are same. For example, you'll come to know cut, cut, cut. Okay. So in that case, V1 and V1, V2 same.
So beat, beat, beaten.
Okay, bit, bitten, that will come again irregular.
Okay, sir.
So you continue with this kind of list, this kind of verbs, find more verbs, learn them. Important is not just remembering, okay? Because I know 1,000 words, but if I don't know how to use them in communication or in speaking, so that just knowing is not sufficient. Start using them. So like if you do some theoretical work, or if you do something maybe study, then its application is important. So same is here. If you're learning something in English, start using in English. based on whatever you have studied. Maybe if you read one paragraph, try to tell the same paragraph in your own words. Maybe you read one story, okay, try to tell the same story in your own words, so that it can be familiar with oral communication. Because you know that so many students are here in our class right now. Everybody has a lot of words and vocabulary and verbs, everyone knows plenty, but it doesn't mean everybody is able to speak English. So we need to put those words into sentences so that we can start speaking English. So first of all, make sentences and then start speaking it. Okay, so that was all about main verb. So is there any difficulty about main verb? If not, then we'll go to the next slide. Next slide is about now modal auxiliary verbs. So already I have told you about primary auxiliary. So we'll not go for primary auxiliary because use of am, is, are, was, were, and do, does, did, have, has, had. That is quite obvious, and we have studied it. Still, if you are not clear with primary auxiliaries, am, is, are, किंवा काही कळत नसेल am, is, are, was, were मधलं, you can ask me about that. I will explain it in short. Otherwise, we'll go for modal auxiliaries. Any doubts about primary auxiliaries like am, is, are, was, were, do, does, did, have, has, had? Okay, I think there is no doubt. Let's talk here about this modal auxiliaries. Here we'll just consider these modal auxiliaries and we'll just try to understand how to use them. So shall and will, in all future tense, you'll come to know everywhere, all four future tense, you'll find shall and will is used to indicate future tense. Okay, then can and could. Can is in present, could is in the past, but sometimes could can be used in present also when there is request. So that time you can use could in present also. May, might, must. So how to use to express possibility, or different uses are there. Each modal auxiliary, they have their own use. So we'll try to go for use of these modal auxiliaries. Need to, dare to, and used to. They are called semi-modals. Okay. And need to indicates necessity, dare to, courage, used to for past habit. So let's go to the next slide and see use of shall. First of all, we'll begin with shall. Okay, so first of all, note given here is like this. It says the modal verb shall is not used much nowadays. Okay, so it may be still found in formal speech and some legal documents. The most common use of shall in everyday English is in questions that offer or suggest. So very important, what you have to remember here, only if you want to offer something or you want to suggest something, in that case you can make use of shall, and with pronouns I and we, shall is used. Okay, shall I, for example, shall I help you, shall I take your luggage, or shall I give you some money, something, or shall we go for tea, shall we go for lunch, shall we go for picnic, shall we go for. So this becomes a kind of offer or a kind of suggestions. So you can begin like this. So that is the major maximum use of shall that people have to remember. And shall is used with only pronoun I and we. With other pronouns like you, he, she, it, they, you'll find will is used. And again, with pronoun I and we people can use will. I can say I will, I can say I shall also. I can say we shall, I can say we will also. Originally, shall was used instead of will in first person with I and we when talking about the future. So that is, I just told you that in future tense, you know that in case of pronouns, you will come to know. Here I will make a list in short. So if it is pronoun I, then it will be shall. If it is we, it can be shall. If it is you, it was will. Then he will, she will, will, they will. So that is the basically, but that is not hard and fixed. Again, you people can say I will, that is also right. If you say we will, that is also right. But there will be a kind of difference in the sentences. For example, one example I will give. I shall win. This is one sentence, and another sentence is I will win. So what do you think? The both sentences are same, or there is some difference in meaning? I shall win and I will win.
Same.
A slight difference is there. Okay, slight difference is there. So they are not same. When you are just sure, when you are certain, or when you are definite, when you're confident, so that time you people can use I will. Okay, so here you have certainty. Okay. Certainty means that something that you people are sure about. Certainty. I shall win the match. This is just only future activity or kind of possibility. Like win, I may win or may not. But when I say I will win the match, there is a kind of more possibility or surety or certainty about winning the match, or confidence also. So whenever you want to talk in that perspective, at that time you have to be careful how you are going to express it, by saying I will do this or I shall do this. So depending upon, same case with we will. If you are going to say we shall win the match or we will win the match, if you are going to say we will win the match, there is certainty. Okay, so this way you people have to understand this. All right, then let's come here and try to see other uses of shall that people can just try to understand. Suggestions. Already I have told you that with shall you can make suggestions here. Shall I help you? Shall I take your bag? Shall I give you some money? Shall I maybe something? Or here, shall I get a pizza for dinner tonight? So this is a kind of suggestion. So for dinner, what should we have? So a kind of suggestion you people give you of pizza by saying I shall get a pizza for dinner tonight. Okay, offers also. So here, that bag looks heavy, shall I carry it for you? Maybe instructions, that is again normal. What shall I do with your mail when it arrives? That is for asking instructions or for giving instructions also, that you people can use. Okay, so you can see same example when you receive the mail. I shall or when I receive the mail, I shall work on it. Something like that. You people just try to, because only one example, from this one example you try to make another examples, so that you will feel that yes, this way I can use shall. Then here is for promise. You can say you shall be the first person to know. Okay, so here shall becomes promise. Again, this kind of confirmation or promise, not much difference you'll find. I shall meet you there at 7. So that again, that can become a kind of promise also. So in all of the examples above, shall can be replaced by or another modal verbs. For suggestion, should is there always. Okay. For offers, can and could also used. For promise, will is used. Okay. So this way, it is not only shall that we people use for promise, or it is not only shall that we use for suggestion, but for offer. Okay. So if you are going to say, shall I help you? You can say, can I help you also? But say there is a, depending upon the speaker, what he or she wants to say, how he or she is going to be polite with the listener. So based on that, you people choose the right model auxiliary. But I already told you major uses that you people have to understand. If you want to offer something or suggest something, you choose shall here. Okay. Any queries, questions? If not, then we'll close this here. because we'll take feedback, review of that scholarship form, and then attendance is also here. So first of all, attendance will take. For UT, again, you just work on whatever we people have done. So notes which are provided to you, from that only people will get questions. So you need not to worry much. So absent numbers. Only 2 students seems absent. Roll number 20 is absent. Okay.
Sir, 20 is
Who is 20? What is your name?
Omkar.
So why you're not
Omkar.
renamed here? Okay, because you're not here in the serial number. Okay, so yes, Omkar Gauri. Now you're here. Then (42) absent. (59) is absent. So these two are absent, only 42 and 59. So syllabus for UT, articles is there, noun pronoun will be there, and depending upon what we people can cover from verb, some part of verb will be there. Okay. So all right, I expect that all you people might have completed your scholarship form filling status. I just wanted to just answer everybody from my proctor batch. So from 43 onwards, other people you can leave and join the next, or if you have any doubt, you can still stay here. But from 43 to 63, they have to stay here. So 43 she has filled. फक्त आपण आता सुरुवातीला ऑनलाईन फॉर्म फिल करून घेऊया. सबमिशन हार्ड कॉपीचं आपण नंतर ते जाते, पण महत्वाचं ऑनलाईन सबमिट झालेलं असणं आवश्यक आहे. तर 43 कम्प्लीट आहे. 44 TFWS, 45 who is 45? स्नेहल पुजारी. काय झालं तुमचं फॉर्मचं? ऑनलाईन सबमिट केलं ना?
हो केलाय.
ठीक आहे. देन 46 विल डू इट टुडे स्नेहल. 47 कास्ट व्हॅलिडिटीचा प्रॉब्लेम होता. काय झालं अलविरा?
थांबले.
मग ते कधी मिळणार आहेत?
काय माहित नाही.
नाही असं नाही चालणार, तुम्हाला त्याचा फॉलोअप घ्यायला लागेल. मग जर तुम्हाला जर कधी मिळणार हे तुम्ही त्यांना विचारा ना.
हा आज बघायला गेलेत.
ते पटकन, एवढे दिवस तुम्ही असं शांत नाही राहायला पाहिजे. बँक ऑफ महाराष्ट्र अकाउंट चालेल दिनेश, चालतं बँक ऑफ महाराष्ट्र.
बँक ऑफ महाराष्ट्र
नाही तुमच्यासाठी नाहीये, चॅट बॉक्स मधून मला होता मेसेज दिनेशचा. बँक ऑफ महाराष्ट्राचं अकाउंट चालतंय का? ते चालतंय. तुम्ही ते कास्ट व्हॅलिडिटीचा इश्यू सॉल्व्ह करून घ्या लवकरात लवकर.
ओके.
त्यानंतर 48 TFWS आहे. 49 तुमचं झालंय ना? 49 प्रत्यक्ष झालेला आहे. 50 पण झालेला आहे. 51 MGM मॅनेजमेंट आहे. 51 नाहीये. 52 यू विल गेट इट टुडे अभिषेक. त्यानंतर 53 तेजस झालेला आहे. 54 काय तुमचे काय स्टेटस वैभव?
भरायचा सर.
कधी भरायचा?
उद्या.
काय अडचण काय फॉर्म भरायला?
काय नाही सर, सर भरतो म्हणले.
बरोबर. कुठले सर भरतो म्हणले?
आसबे सर.
आसबे सर भरतो म्हणलेत का?
हा.
मग सर भरत असतील तर बघा, नसेल तर तुम्हाला इकडे कॉलेजवरती यायला जमत असेल तर इकडे येऊन जायचं एक दिवस.
बरोबर.
हा, मग कधी भरतील? आज किंवा उद्या भरून टाका. उद्या नको, आजच भरायला सांगा.
बरोबर.
55 कोण नाहीये इथं? ठीक. 56 भरलेला आहे तुमचा पवार. ओंकार पवार तुमचा फॉर्म भरलेला आहे ना?
हा भरलाय सर.
हा. 57 इन्कम सर्टिफिकेटचा इश्यू होता, झालं का ते विशाल?
होय सर, आज 1-2 दिवस आज देतो म्हणले.
बर, ठीक. 58 तुम्ही सबमिट केलं ना नागेश?
हा.
ठीक आहे. 59 नाहीच कोण. 60 TFWS, 61 तुमचा भरलेला आहे, 62 पण भरलेला आहे, 63 अमित वाघमारे. आवाज येतो का ऐकायला? अमित वाघमारे. हा, तुम्ही कॉलेजवरती येतो म्हटलं होतं ना फॉर्म भरायला?
डोमेसाईल अपलोड करायचं.
डोमिसाईल राहायला अपलोड करायचं. मग ते सगळी प्रोफाईल कम्प्लीट करायची 100% आणि स्कीमला अप्लाय करायचं. कधी होईल ते?
आज होईल.
हा, ठीक. बाकी दुसरे काय इश्यू आहे? स्कॉलरशिपचे कुणाचे काय इश्यू आहे का? हे सोडून राहिलेलं वाटतं मेजर इश्यू 2, कास्ट व्हॅलिडिटी अल्विरा, त्यानंतर इन्कम सर्टिफिकेट राऊट तुमचं एक आहे. बाकी कुणाच काही इश्यू नाही. बाकी सगळे फॉर्म भरून हार्ड कॉपी मला पाठवून द्या. ऑल राईट, सो दॅट इज ओनली इश्यू. त्याच्या व्यतिरिक्त दुसरं काय आहे का अजून कुणाचं?
सर इलिजिबिलिटी फॉर्म करेक्ट केला का हो?
इलिजिबिलिटी मध्ये करेक्ट करण्यासारखं काही नाहीये. जे काही तुमचं डेट ऑफ बर्थ आहे, त्या डेट ऑफ बर्थ तुम्हाला जो फॉर्म पाठवलेला आहे, तुम्हाला फॉर्म पाठवलं होतं की नाही?
हा पाठवलाय सर.
हा,
त्याच्यावर रोल नंबर बी लिहिलेला नाही.
रोल नंबर ते कन्सिडर करू नका तुम्ही. रोल नंबर हा काही मेजर इश्यू नाही, कारण रोल नंबर वगैरे कसं असतं, तर तुम्ही एलिजिबिलिटी फॉर्म हा एकदाच भरता आणि एलिजिबिलिटी फॉर्म भरला की तुमचे रोल नंबर काही तेच राहत नसतात पूर्ण 4 वर्ष. फक्त काय बघा, डेट ऑफ बर्थ, तुमचं नाव, तुमची ब्रँच,
मेल आयडी सर.
मेल आयडी पण अपडेट केलेला आहे. मेल आयडी काही इश्यू नाही.
ओके.
सर माझं पण मेल आयडी.
हा, सगळ्यांचे मेल आयडी अपडेट आहेत. सगळ्यांचे मेल आयडी, रोल नंबर, बाकी ते तुमचं काही इश्यू नाहीये. फक्त महत्वाचं कुठलं, तुमचं नाव, नावाचं स्पेलिंग, त्यानंतर तुमचं डेट ऑफ बर्थ, त्यानंतर तिसरी गोष्ट तुमची ब्रँच, ह्या गोष्टी तुम्ही चेक करायच्या. ऍड्रेस.
सर मला मिळालं नाही चेक करायला फॉर्म.
मिळालं नाही का? तर तुम्ही मला व्हॉट्सअप वरती मेसेज करा तुमचं नाव, तुम्हाला पाठवून देतो.
ओके सर.
अजून कोणाचं का असं ज्याला फॉर्म मिळाला नाही चेक करायला, किंवा एलिजिबिलिटी फॉर्मच बघितला नाही, काय आहे काय नाही?
सर मला नाही मिळाला.
तुम्ही पण मेसेज करा. चालेल, ठीक आहे. मग थांबूया इथं. कुणाची काही नाही अजून शंका वगैरे काय?
नाही सर.
ठीक. थँक यू फॉर जॉईनिंग टुडे. डू जॉईन फॉर द नेक्स्ट सेशन.